Hey class, this is part 2 of my videos trying to answer the question, how does energy and matter flow in an ecosystem? And if you're looking at this and you see consumers and producers, decomposers, and you're really not sure what that means, I want you to pause this video and go watch the video Ecological Roles and Energy. That video, I'll go over what those terms mean, and that will help you with this video. Okay? If you know what those terms mean, you feel good on it, and you're wanting help with ecosystem, energy, and matter worksheet, this is the video to watch. Okay, and so in this video, I am going to show you models of energy and matter transfer in an ecosystem and how scientists model those transfers. Now, first of all, you're going to see trophic a lot. Okay, trophic levels are feeding levels in an ecosystem. Okay, so at each trophic level, there was some sort of consumption that was done. So at the first trophic level, producers consumed the sun. The second trophic level, primary consumers, they consumed some producers. The third trophic level, secondary consumers, consumed primary consumers, and at the fourth trophic level, tertiary consumers consumed a secondary or primary consumer. Now, I've organized these as a chain, and a food chain is a simple diagram used to show the flow of energy and matter in an ecosystem. And I use arrows to show which way energy and matter is flowing, or which direction is the food going. So in a simple food chain, I was trying to think of Clovis East. Okay, so you have trees out at Clovis East in the amphitheater. They're producers, so they are consuming sunlight energy. They're trophic level 1. Okay, and then trophic level 2, primary consumers. So I'm going to use primary consumers are grasshoppers. Okay, so I'll use an arrow going from producers to primary consumers, going up a trophic level, or going, the arrow, you can think of the leaf going into the grasshopper, the energy from the leaf going into the grasshopper. Okay, then that grasshopper gets eaten by a bird, a secondary consumer, so we're at trophic level 3, and another arrow showing it, and then we go to a tertiary consumer, one of the many cats roaming around campus, stalks a bird, eats it, and we go to trophic level 4. And, there aren't just 4 organisms, right? We have lots of different birds. We have pigeons, we have seagulls, we have tons of different insects, we have different types of producers. We have you. Hopefully you're not eating birds on campus, but you are a part of the ecosystem and you are eating on campus. So a food chain only works for a part of an ecosystem. A food web is a model that shows all the trophic relationships, all of the transfers of energy and matter in an ecosystem. Okay, and so here's one example. You have a different example in your textbook. Okay, and again, the arrows are pointing to where the food is going, to where the energy is going. So I have a human that's going fishing. So you're going to eat the fish. The fish isn't eating you when you catch it. So the arrow is, think of the fish going into your mouth, that arrow going from fish to human. Okay, and so you can look at food webs to track which way energy is going, which way matter is going, who's eating who. All right, now you see a pyramid in your worksheet this week. So an ecological pyramid. This is a model showing energy and matter in an ecosystem. So a snapshot of how much energy is at each trophic level, how much matter, how much mass is at each trophic level. So, and one thing I'm going to have you do is calculate energy transfer. So let's do an example. So here's one pyramid, and this one's showing energy. It's an energy pyramid, and I have 1,000. It's in kcal, so kcal is a common unit of energy, calories. So my question, let's see, what percent of energy is transferred from grasshoppers to frogs? So first, let's identify the amount of energy in each level. So I have grasshoppers, trophic level 2, and frogs, trophic level 3. Grasshoppers have 1,000 calories. Frogs have 100. Now, second, I want to divide highest trophic level by lowest trophic level. So frog divided by grasshopper, 100 calories divided by 1,000 calories gives me 0.1, or 10%. So 10% of the energy from the grasshopper transferred over to the frog. And that 10% is a rule in energy transfer in an ecosystem. Okay? 10% of energy and about 10% of matter is transferred to each trophic level, each energy level. So when producers are eaten by primary consumers, only 10% of the energy moves up. The rest is lost. Heat. The energy was used by the organism to do stuff. Okay, so at each level, 10% goes up. And keep in mind, all organisms do cell respiration, and all organisms need to use energy. So that energy is being lost constantly. I am expending energy right now, talking, moving my arms, doing cell respiration to keep my cells healthy. I'm giving off heat right now as I'm talking, and we're all doing this, all organisms. Those trees behind me are doing that. Their cells are constantly going, doing cell respiration, releasing heat out. So if I went and ate that tree behind me, I'm really only capturing a little bit of the total amount of energy that it captured from the sun. And so as a result, ecological pyramids, they're pyramids with producers on the bottom and each trophic level of consumers going up until you get to this point. And at each level, you're only transferring 10%. So if 100% of the energy is there at the beginning for a primary producer, 10% moves up to the primary consumers, the herbivores. Another 10% goes to secondary consumers, so 1%. And then I'm left with 0.1% for third level consumers. And then, your fourth level consumers, your top dog, your apex predators, they have 0.01% of the original energy. So those predators, even though ferocious and scary and tough, they're only capturing a tiny little amount of energy that's there in the ecosystem. And then with your decomposers, it's hard to put them in a pyramid because they're just going to decompose and eat whatever of these die. Okay, so your little pill bugs, your earthworms that are digesting dead material and helping that recycling process, they're going to eat leaves, they're going to eat dead consumers. So they're kind of, sometimes you'll see them on the bottom, sometimes you'll see them like this on the sides. They're playing an outside role on the pyramid. They're around the pyramid. Okay. So you'll see the same thing with biomass. Okay, like energy, biomass follows this 10% rule. So with an aquatic ecosystem, phytoplankton, okay, you might have 1 million kilograms of phytoplankton. You have 100% zooplankton, they're eating the phytoplankton, and then you have 10% herring or fish on top, so 10%, 10%, 10%, and then 10% sea lion. So the mass is also going down 10% as you move up the trophic, as you move up a pyramid, move up a trophic level. Okay, and with biomass, and you can think about this with energy, and you can use this too to help you with Model 1 and 2. If I go to In-N-Out, you stand in line at In-N-Out for an hour, and you finally get your double-double, you get your animal-style fries, you get your milkshake, you get all the goodies, you have a great meal, and say it weighs a total of 1 pound. Okay, you will not immediately gain 1 pound the next day. Okay, 1 pound of mass in and out, or mass of food, does not immediately transfer into 1 pound of you. Okay, a lot of that mass is lost. One, it's lost as waste. You poop it out, you pee it out. Okay, some of that mass is turned into energy. Okay, cell respiration happens. Okay, the sugars in the French fries and the secret sauce and the tomato and the bun, your cells break, turn it into ATP, and then use that ATP for cell processes. So some of that mass got used as energy. Okay? And then some of that mass, because of cell respiration, gets breathed out too. So I'm talking and breathing. I'm breathing out some of my lunch that got turned into ATP. So that carbon dioxide and water from cell respiration is mass that is being lost. Okay, it's part of that waste, that 10%, that 90% that gets lost. And so if something, I don't know, like a giant pterodactyl T-Rex ate me right now, it wouldn't be 100% efficient because I'm losing energy from heat. I'm losing mass because I'm going to eventually go poop it out or go breathe it out as carbon dioxide. Okay, so energy and matter transfers are not perfect. It's never 100%. In fact, it's far from it. It's about 10% transfer. All right. Hopefully that helps you with some of the models on the worksheet. And keep working hard. Keep learning. Okay, let me know if you have questions as you go.